Hi everyone, I'm Steph from the Secret Bridesmaid and I'm going to show you how to make a classic buttonhole or boutonnière, as some people like to call them. So following on from the bridal bouquet that we made, any leaves or flowers that you think, I can't see them, they're really hidden, or the leaves have just accidentally fallen off while you were making them, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry. We can use them in the buttonholes that we're about to make. So to make them super secure on your wedding day, first of all we're just going to hot glue gun, the leaves onto some plastic florist stems to start with. So we're going to do that first. So, as well as anything that's fallen off, I've also got some extra stems of flowers and buds as well, of things that we've used in the bridal bouquet just to keep it continuity and keep everything looking pretty and so it's cohesive. So first of all I'm going to pick a rose that I quite like. I quite like this big one here, because if we've made the bridal bouquet, we'll make the groom's buttonhole. I've also got these eucalyptus, the smaller version of the big eucalyptus that I've used. I really like using these hypericum berries, so I'm just going to cut this small little bunch off and take any of the excess leaves off the bottom that we are not going to use in this, because otherwise the buttonhole is going to be too leaf heavy, basically. I've also got these extra gypsophilia flowers that we haven't used in the bridal bouquet, but they're like a nice scaled down version of a flower to use in a buttonhole, just so your buttonhole doesn't become like really like big and bulky, because that's not what you want on your wedding day. A lot of people are going to be hugging you and coming up and congratulating you, and the last thing that you want is like a big bulging thing on your pocket, basically. So we're going to just gather our leaves together to start with. It's always how I like to start, always a nice bit of foliage. The nice thing about this floristry wire is you can bend it so you can get the leaves going where you want them, basically, and you can lift them higher and lower as well. So we've got a nice foliage base here to use. If at any point you think, oh, there's too much of something, you can just go right ahead and snip whatever you don't want off, or just remove it. It's absolutely fine. So for instance, I really don't like this little bit of eucalyptus right here, so I'm just going to go, bye, see you later. And we're going to go ahead and add the rose right here. Then, just because the rose is kind of on one side, I'm going to add the hypericum berries just in here. So you want to kind of just play around with the leaves just a little bit. The gypsophilia coming in right at the end just to kind of finish it off. So now that you've kind of got an idea of how your buttonhole is going to look, you're going to do something a little bit counterintuitive, and you're going to take it apart and we're going to start winding it together, but you have an idea of what it's going to look like. So the two big leaves we're going to get at the back to start with. So I'm going to get some florist tape, wind it round the stems a little bit. You pull the tape as you're putting it on. So they're now in. You can bend them to where you want them to go to. I'm then going to add the rose as well, because that's a pretty big thing. We're just going to wind it on. Grab the eucalyptus, continue to wind that on as well. Just going to snap this while I've still got a bit of extra length. I'm going add hibiscus leaf in just a little bit lower down. So as you can see, it's a nice little buttonhole. Now I always like to put actual brooch backs on my buttonholes, just so you don't stab yourself with a huge pin on your wedding day. That is like epic no-no. So I'm just going to break a little bit more tape off and wind it round just once. Then we're going to get the brooch and put it on the back. I'm just going to secure it in place. Now what you're going to do is you're going to cut all of the stems to length and do this in one nice hit here. So there you go, there you have your buttonhole. If you, at this point, you want to decorate it, I like to use some brown twine. And there you go, your finished buttonhole. And if at this point you want to trim the stems so they're a little bit shorter, you just go right ahead and cut them to whatever length that you want them. If you're making a corsage for the ladies in your bridal party, we get these bracelets that come in, which are brilliant, they're so good. The pin is the same length as the width of the bracelet, and you can literally just pin them on. Ta-da! Instant corsage. It is fabulous. I love it.